Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for Greater Boston League Girls Soccer. Lynn Classical entertaining Somerville. Lauren Wilson will be in net for Classical. Luca Valdez for Somerville. Somerville comes in at 3-0-1. Classical looking to get over 500. They're 2-2-1. Somerville in the white, Classical in their green and gold. And I say it all the time. I'm still don't understand how that turnaround came. The visitors wear white. The home team wears the dark color, whatever. This is the third game here today at Manning Field. English boys lost a tough one to Chelsea, 2-0. Lynn Tech coasted to a 5-1 win over Greater Lowell. And Classical will look to make it 2 out of 3 for Lynn teams, and he'll try to knock Somerville out of the undefeated ranks. As Classical pushes it down the far side, trying to get it in the middle. They collect, trying to get around the defense. Somerville blocks it, knocks it away, and takes it back the other way. Knocking it deep. Classical will knock it back to Wilson. She knocks it back upfield. She had a hustle to get back in the net. She was way out to the near side, knocking that ball upfield. Classical with a rush to the near side, still with it. Looking to send it in front. Went by everybody. Classical looking to keep it in. Somerville takes it away. I think Somerville's still the Highlanders against the Lady Rams, as Classical knocks it away. Classical knocks it out. Classical trying to keep Somerville away from it so it can go out of bounds and Classical can get the kick. Somerville winds up with it, pushing it down the near side. And Classical triples up, takes it away, and knocks it back upfield. Knocked deep. So Classical clears it away. Somerville keeping it in the Classical end. Popped up. Somerville again down the near side. Couldn't center it. They blocked it off Classical. And Classical with a rush. Has it taken away. Pass too far ahead. And they clear it back. Classical pops it to the near side. Classical winds up with it. Somerville takes it away. Skips past everybody. And it goes out. Bullock and Carenti and Rachel Dana. There's two of them. Rachel, along with Rachel Dana and Delaney Dana. And it's going to go out into the Somerville bench area. Somerville will get the throw in. And it comes out off Somerville. So they return the favor. Neither team has come close to getting a shot on net yet. Somerville just knocked it out. Glasgow will get the throw in down deep. Kind of shanked on that kick. Winds up to the side. Glasgow clears it. Glasgow takes it away. And the pass too far ahead. Glasgow trying to go down that far side. And it went out of play. Out off Glasgow. Glasgow graduated a lot of their seniors from last year. They dominated this league. I think they had a great year last year. Great record. I believe they were undefeated in the GBL. Won the GBL League championship. Finally got a shot on net from long range. Took a big hop. That might have been Delaney Dana. As I try to pick numbers, which is almost impossible for me to do. Glasgow knocking it deep. They'll get there. She may look to center it, but there would be nobody there to center it to because there was nobody downfield. Have a substitution for Glasgow. Valdez will kick it away. She just gives it to one of her defenders, and they kind of chip it upfield. Dana knocks it back the other way. Parker got broken up. It winds up in the Somerville bench area off Classical. Classical heads it up and heads it out. Somerville get the throw in down deep. And out again off Classical. They'll get a throw down a little bit deeper. Classical knocks it back to the Somerville end. Correnti knocked it down. Knocked deep. Somerville will get there first. And it comes out off Classical. That went off Somerville. Lily and Martin battling with Delaney, and it went off Martin. Delaney just reached around, got a foot on it, knocked it up. Somerville took it away. Correnti broken up. Pass a little bit behind, gets deflected. Classical picks it off. And they take it back upfield. Somerville breaks it up. Delaney trying to push it up. Delaney takes it again. She put it right on net under the top crossbar. And Valdez had just got a fingertip on it and knocked it away. That was going in the net. Great try by Delaney Dana. Both her and Rachel are daughters of the baseball coach at St. Mary's, very successful baseball coach at St. Mary's, Derek. That was a shot from long range, and Valdez had to use all her stretching ability. She went up and just got a couple of fingers on it. That was going under the top crossbar. She just knocked it out, and Classical gets a corner kick. They got a foot on it, but couldn't really knock it to the net. They tried to knock it down, looking to get another foot on it. Trying to get around the defense. Classical went down. Somerville knocked it out. Throwing coming from down deep. Classical's pass way too far in front. Somerville picked it off. Classical takes it away. And he couldn't keep it in and went out of play. Deep for Somerville breaking. Martin trying to center it. Somerville coming in. Classical gets there and knocks it away. That was Bullock, I believe. They threw the pass to the Somerville player breaking down the middle. It went too far, but there was a player coming down the far side that was wide open and would have had a legitimate opportunity. Bullock hustled and knocked it out. Somerville keeping it in. It goes out. And it'll be off Somerville. I'm just saying it bounced up and hit somebody on the hand of the arm of Classical, so Somerville will get the free kick from just inside midfield. 15 minutes in to this first half, no score. Greater Boston League girls soccer. Classical and Somerville. Classical maneuvers around to get the ball. And they get by the defense, pushing it up, coming down the near side. Still walking in, looking to get the shot. It got tipped into the back of the net. Great rush by Gianna Parker down the near side. Got it, knocked it high. Valdez went up to get it. When she went up to get it, she got a piece of it, tipped it by her, and it went inside the far post. And Parker is giving Classical a 1-0 lead. And here she comes again. They get a little bit of an edge on Parker that time. She can't get by. Classical picks it off. Somerville breaks it up. Classical takes it away. Trying to walk in, still with it. Finally, last defender finally blocked it away. He tried to give it back to Correnti. Threw it too far ahead. They get it ahead. Classical dips it. The pass is behind the would-be receiver coming down the far side. Trying to get something going. Coming back. Shot possibly blocked. Somerville lost it. And it's going to go out. They're calling it off Classical. They called it off Juarez. Classical bumped off the play. Somerville bringing it back. Hasn't been this end in a while. Classical knocks it deep. Classical broke it up. Somerville takes it back. Martin coming to the near side. Deflected away. And they'll bring it back the other way. That was Delaney knocking it deep. Dana, I should say. She got it back again. Tipped it ahead, threw it too far. She was looking for the pass to the near side that might have been Escobar or Juarez. They really couldn't go because they would have been offside if they went. And then by the time the pass was made, it was a little too late. Somerville having trouble getting it out of their own end. We're halfway through and counting this first half. Correnti knocks it deep. Somerville will get there first and knock it out of play. Glasgow will make a substitution. I think it's going to be a corner kick. Correnti will take it. From the near side. Out in front, cleared away. Glasgow couldn't get their foot on it. Somerville trying to knock it deep. Glasgow blocked it. Glasgow blocks it again. Somerville takes it away. Bodies go down. And they're calling it on Somerville for the takedown. It might have been Duncan they took down. Correnti will kick it away. Moves it a little too deep. Somerville will clear it away. Glasgow knocks it back, and they knock it wide left out of play. Somerville will make a substitution. Glasgow picks it, keeps it in Somerville. It's been there for a while. Throw-in will come down deep. Glasgow keeping it in the Somerville end. Blocked again. And they call Glasgow offside. One nothing the Lady Rams in this GBL, Greater Boston League girls soccer matchup. I've gone this far without mentioning Jessica Gambale, the new head coach for Lynn Classical. Kind of pressed into service at the beginning of the season, doing a very nice job. They don't have a lot of players. I look over, especially tonight, the bench is virtually empty. So I got the players on the field. There might be one sub over there in the bench. Maybe two if the, I don't know if that, I think that's a coach standing up. Right? The one person sitting down is a sub. They might only have one sub. Skips past everybody. Glasgow gets it back, tries to kick it out in front. Somerville boots it upfield. Gets by everybody. And nice job. Rachel Dana. Actually, it might have been Bullock. I'll give them both Bullocks. Headed away and out by Glasgow. It's one of the few times in the last several minutes that Somerville's been on this end of the field. Bouncing around, they let it go through to Wilson. Well, a very good athlete, good basketball player. She's pressed into service. She was not a goaltender. They had the goaltender. I don't know if she went prep school or she left classical. I don't know if she moved, but she went to another school. They would have had the goaltender back. And Wilson, who played up front last year and played very well, was pressed into service to become the new goaltender. But again, she's a good basketball player as well. Glasgow knocks it back upfield, but it goes out of play. Popped up off a Glasgow head and out of play again. Somerville get the throw in a little bit deeper. Out again off Glasgow. They keep moving down a little bit further with the throw-ins. Almost like a corner kick now. Bouncing loose. Out in front, they got a foot on it and just popped it up. And that one went right over the foot. They had two opportunities. They had two people out in front. They got a foot on it, but just popped it up and missed the net. And then when it came through, I think the most surprised person in the house was the young lady. The ball went right through her legs, right through the wickets. Parker with a rush. Somerville gets there first. Glasgow gets it back. Somerville will take it the other way. And they pushed it too far ahead. Glasgow broke it up. Somerville knocks it out of play. And with just over 11 minutes left in this first half, Glasgow leading 1-0. We'll get a timeout down in the field. Everybody back, ready for play after the timeout. That's where it's been for a long time in this first half in the Somerville end. Somerville, they had a couple of opportunities. Just last time downfield, they had a would-be kick out in front that they just chopped at and tipped it off to the right side. And then they had another opportunity when the ball just happened to appear, went by everybody, and came from the far side to the near side right out in front, and they never saw it. It rolled right by the young lady and right through the wickets. If she got a foot on it, she had half the net to knock it home. Gianna Parker's goal, the difference, and it was a pretty goal. Made a great rush, beat a couple of defenders, and then knocked it off the goaltender into the back of the net. They couldn't keep it in, it went out. They pushed the pass too far ahead. "10 minutes and counting left in this first half. We mentioned Classical looking to go over 500. They're 2-2-1. Somerville looking to stay undefeated at 3-0-1. There goes out off Classical. Right at midfield. Down the far side, Classical will kick it out. It'll be a throw-in, not a corner kick. We have another substitution for Somerville. Bouncing around, Somerville got a head on it. Wilson out trying to get it. It bounces around, Somerville couldn't get a foot on it. Still can't get a foot on it. Now they finally get a foot on it and they knock it off Classical. I thought they knocked it off Classical. They're calling it off Somerville. So again, all around the net, ball loose. Somerville couldn't get a foot on it. Finally goes out. Classical will get to kick it away. Correnti's line drive. Now it's Somerville keeping the pressure on, keeping it in the Classical end. Shot, Wilson makes the save. They lined it up at the 20-yard line, and she drilled a hard shot that looked like it was ticketed inside the near post. Wilson made a great save. Bodies go down, and they'll call it. I believe that was Lillian Martin with that shot that Wilson made the great save on. Somerville tracking it down. Out off Classical. So it's just a little bit of reverse. It was Classical keeping it in the Somerville end for quite a while. Now it's Somerville keeping it in the Classical end. Classical got a body on it. It's out in front. Wilson will sneak in and grab it, and she'll kick it away. Booms it out to midfield. Somerville knocked it out. We get a sub for Classical. And Classical gets a throw in at midfield. And the throw-in moves a little further down, and Somerville knocks it out. They kick it through a maze of players, just sort of like a little ground ball to Valdez. She makes the easy save. 5 minutes and counting left in this first half. 1-0 Classical. Classical boots it up. Somerville collects. Classical knocks it in to the Somerville bench area. Out off Classical. Somerville again down deep with the throw-in. All of a sudden, that pressure that Classical was putting on early on that helped them get a goal has kind of evaporated. Bouncing ball. Wilson will play it on a hop coming out of the net. She'll grab it and she'll kick it away. Bounces it to midfield. Somerville takes it away. Classical steals it back. Coming down the near side. Trying to get around. Trying to throw it out in front. They threw it out in front, but there was nobody there to get a foot on it. Valdez played it on a hop, and she'll kick it away. High kick bounces out near midfield. Classical kicks it ahead. They knock it deep. Somerville's the only one there. Broken up nicely. That was Bullock, I believe. Headed away. Trying to tip it away. Broken up. We're in the final 2 minutes. Classical holding on to that 1-0 lead. And Classical takes it away. Pass a little bit too far in front, but they get it back. Now the pass a little too far behind. Still with a rush. Down the near side. Somerville knocks it away. Glasgow got a piece of it, but Somerville picks it off. Off Carenti. Popped up. Popped up again. Glasgow looking to walk in. Trying to get around. Probably should have taken the shot and didn't. Now trying to get around and trying to center it. Somerville blocks it. It goes out of play. Glasgow will get a corner kick. They got a hustle with time winding down. Carenti will take it from the near side. Time winding down in this first half. Everybody spreads all over the place. And everybody will go to the net trying to get a piece. Went by everybody. Glasgow got a body on it. It bounced, hit up around the chest. That might have been Thurman. Up around the chest, and it bounced to the side of the net and out of play. Could have been Papazoglou also. They blow the whistle, and that's going to do it for the first half. So Parker, the difference in the first half, she got that great rush and banged it off the goaltender for the only goal. And we played the first 20 minutes, first 40 minutes. 40 minutes left. Glasgow leading 1-0 over Somerville in this Greater Boston League game. Getting ready to start the second half. Glasgow leading it 1-0 in a big one in the Greater Boston League. Glasgow against Somerville. Glasgow's trying to get a split. I just found out from Athletic Director Bill Devon, the Glasgow boys lost 2-0 to Somerville. So Glasgow's trying to get a split. Glasgow will get it to start off. And we're underway. Trying to knock it deep. It got deflected by Somerville, and they started back the other way. They pushed it too far. Glasgow knocks it back deep. Somerville will let it go back to Valdez, and she'll kick it away. She didn't kick it very far. She kicked it right to Glasgow, but Glasgow kicks it right back to Somerville. Bouncing ball. Glasgow keeps it in the Somerville end. Somerville trying to clear it away. Delaney kept it alive. Carenti with it. Pass gets through. I don't think they were looking for Parker, but it got through to her. I thought it went off Somerville, but they're calling it off Glasgow. Somerville starting it up. And their pass is picked off. Glasgow with the lead pass down the near side. Knocked ahead by Duncan. And gets knocked out. It'll be off Glasgow. 1-0 to Lady Rams. Early moments of the second half. Summer really hasn't had shots on net. They've had a couple of opportunities where they've came up short, where they were in a position to get a shot on net, but didn't get it done. It's knocked ahead. Somerville looking to go get it. And it goes out off Somerville. It goes out off Glasgow. Glasgow picked off the pass. They bring it back the other way. Trying to knock it deep. Going to go out off Somerville. Glasgow quickly throws it in. Glasgow takes it away. Shot. They get the shot off. They just spun from the 15-yard line. I think that was Delaney. I keep saying Delaney. That's her first name. Delaney Dana. I have to make sure. Trying to differentiate between Delaney and Rachel. And Valdez will come out. They put a little pick on Glasgow and kept her away from the ball, and Valdez was able to get it and throw it upfield. Now Somerville with a rush down deep. And Glasgow knocks it out. Throw-in will come down deep. 5 minutes into this second half, Glasgow leading at 1-0 over Somerville. The goal coming in probably around midway in the first half. Hustle pass is broken up. Broken up again. They get it back. They knock it deep down the far side. Somerville gets there first and knocks it out of play. Glasgow will get the throw in down deep. Top 5 for Glasgow. We mentioned it. Bench is just about depleted. There's virtually nobody over there. They knock it deep by everybody. And they'll knock it out. And that was Bullock. And I have to say Bryn Bullock, because there's two of them. Bryn and Kaylee. Headed by Somerville, they fanned clearing Glasgow, but they got it back again and cleared it away. Off a Glasgow foot. Blocked by Glasgow. And I guess when she kicked it, when Glasgow blocked it, they blocked it with the hand or the arm. And Somerville, we haven't had, this might be the first free kick we've had. Coming from just inside the 25-yard line. Almost dead center, not much of an angle. They knock it wide left. Wilson diving, making sure it wasn't going in the net. It went wide left and out of play. And Glasgow Correnti will kick it away. Big Rush still with it. Keep it in. And Somerville finally comes over and blocks it and takes it away. Headed away by Bullock. And that's Kaylee Bullock. Glasgow breaks it up. Somerville takes it away. They pick off the pass and they push it too far ahead. Somerville takes it back and they bang it out off Bullock. And that's Bryn Bullock. So the throw in for Somerville. Headed away, and that's going to be a corner kick for Somerville. I think it was Bullock. They got up and got her head on it and knocked it away. Coming from the near side, the corner kick. Wilson got a piece of it. Loose out in front. Blocked again. Everybody trying to get a piece of it. Wilson had it, lost it. Somerville tried to bang it in. They banged it into one of the defenders. Then it was bouncing around. Everybody swinging and missing. All kinds of action, but they couldn't knock it in the net. And they finally knocked it out of play. Correnti will kick it away. Wilson came out to get it, had it, dropped it, and that started the melee out in front of the net. Everybody. Glasgow trying to clear it. Somerville trying to knock it home. And it stays 1-0 Glasgow. Tipped ahead and knocked out. That was Delaney Dana, I believe. Glasgow trying to knock it away. Finally got knocked away by Duncan. So we'll keep it in the Glasgow end. Glasgow hustling to get it. Nice little shift, broken up. Somerville takes it back the other way. Blocked. Blocked again. Glasgow trying to knock it deep. Somerville knocks it away. Glasgow breaks up the pass. And Glasgow breaks it up and takes it away. Right at midfield, Somerville gets it back. Glasgow again knocks it away. And Glasgow knocks it deep. They blew the whistle for some reason now. I don't know what that was. She reached in, kicked it high. I guess they're calling contact against Glasgow because Somerville's going to get a free kick from the 30-yard line. Just about dead center. She kicked it right on the net. That was Martin. Wilson went up, got a piece of it, and deflected it, and went off Wilson out of play. Somerville will get a corner kick. Coming from the far side. And it'll be Martin again. Lillian Martin. Kick. Wound up, blocked, winds up, Classical taking it away and clearing it away. Classical looking to kick it deep. Somerville knocks it out of play. Somerville, you're just looking at a very young team. They only have 2 seniors. Coley Valdez is only a sophomore. Blocked by Classical. Taken back by Somerville. Classical knocked it down. Knocked upfield. They knock it by, coming down the near side with a rush. Getting around. They take the shot. It got blocked by Somerville. Good bid. I think that was Flaherty. Classical knocks it out. And we'll get substitutions for both teams. Out off Classical. Parker trying to get around. Nice defense. Classical breaks it up. Classical breaks it up again. Trying to knock it deep. Just kept in. Get it to the middle. Walking around, looking to walk in. And she's up, favoring the ankle. I think she went down from long range. Shot slips off to the right side. I think that was Delaney Dana going in with that last move. Her foot kind of, one foot kind of stuck at the turf as she came to a halt. And she's favoring that. She's trying to walk it off. I think she's favored that left ankle or foot. Glasgow knocks it deep. They knock it too deep. It's going to go out of play. And we'll have substitutions. And they might have seen Delaney favoring that ankle because they took her out. Glasgow, I believe, only has 2 subs. Glasgow gets around down the far side. They made the pass, but the receiver slipped and fell. Now trying to get around. Somerville just knocks it out of play. And we'll get substitution for Glasgow. I think that's Delaney coming right back. Delaney Dana. They knock it to the net. Valdez just grabbed it with a green shirt bearing down on her. She just got a piece of it, grabbed it, and held on. I think that was Flaherty, who was sitting right in her lap, trying to knock it away and knock it in. And we're going to whistle. The ball bouncing up, hit her in the hand or the arm, and Glasgow will get a free kick. Carenti will take it. Right from midfield. Skips past. Glasgow keeps it in, hustling. Popped up. I think they call Glasgow offside. When she saved the ball, she was back on the end line. She stayed there. When Glasgow got the ball back, she was still there, so she was offside. Halfway through and counting the second half. Still 1-0 Glasgow. Skips past Glasgow. Glasgow picks it off. Somerville picks it back. And Glasgow breaks it up. Bounced by everybody. And Somerville knocks it out. They knocked it away from Kaylee Bullock. And each team will make a substitution. Bullock will put it in play. Dana took it away. Carenti trying to walk in, pushed it too far. Somerville took it away. And then Bullock comes over and breaks it up. Dana trying to walk in, got broken up by the defense. Got around 2, couldn't get around the 3rd. Good hustle by Glasgow here to get it back. And Somerville knocks it out. Glasgow knocks it deep. And someone will just kick it out of play. I don't know if that was Escobar or Papazoglu over there trying to get around the defender. She just reached over and kicked it out of play. Skip right through the wickets of Glasgow. They get it back. Shot got blocked. They take the shot. They drill it. And they made a very nice save. It'll be a corner kick. I think that was Parker out in front who took the shot that Valdez had to make the save on. And Glasgow winds up with a corner kick. Out in front. They got a head on it and knocked it in.
11.
Ava Thurman. She's a very good rebounder in basketball. You surely know that family's name. Ava Thurman went up in the air over everybody. Got her head on it. And Glasgow's got a little bit of breathing room. They lead it 2-0. A perfect corner kick out in front. Thurman timed it perfectly, went up, knocked it home. And I always mention Father Tony, Uncle Eddie, outstanding athletes, football, basketball at Glasgow. Father Tony was an All-American on the Bob Hope football All-American show on TV. But couldn't time that any better. The kick, Correnti's kick from the corner, was absolutely perfect. Dead center. And Thurman just went up, like in her basketball days, she just went up and out-rebounded everybody, but she did it with her head and head-butted it into the back of the net. And I mentioned gives Glasgow a little bit of breathing room with a 2-0 lead with 15 minutes left and counting. Somerville knocks it out. We'll have a substitution for Glasgow. Jessica Mbali doing a nice job with this very small bench, trying to give as many people a rest as she can. Delaney trying to get around, takes the shot. Valdez had to make the save. Glasgow had a shot at it. It was a little bit late, the shot, because they assumed that Valdez was going to catch it and hold on. When the rebound was there, Parker tried to get to it, and just as she was about to get to it, Somerville got there first and knocked it out. Glasgow will get another corner kick. Let's see if Correnti and Thurman can combine again. Again, coming from the far side. Dead center. Valdez, right at the goal line. It was loose. Valdez able to grab it and hold on. Another perfect kick by Correnti. She almost put that in the net. It was just outside the near post. And Valdez was, at the last second was able to grab it and keep it from going in the net. That ball's going to go out. Glasgow will get the throw in. Now we'll get a substitution for Glasgow. Kaylee Bullock will put it in play. The Bullocks and Correnti and Rachel Dana have done a very nice job defensively. Keeping Somerville virtually away from the net. Glasgow breaks it up and gets it. Dana with a rush. Somerville gets there and knocks it out. So now it's virtually exclusively in the Somerville end right now for the last few minutes, which turned into that goal by Thurman. Trying to center it out in front. There were two green shirts there. Parker was one of them. I think Thurman was the other one. And Valdez just got a piece. Knocked it too deep. They were going to let it go to Valdez, but it wasn't going to get to Valdez. Glasgow, again, making quick substitutions. And we're going to Glasgow play it down. I didn't see it. Just inside midfield. Was a trainer coming on. Just over 10 minutes left in this one. 2-0 Glasgow over Somerville. And just as they finish up with the injury, with 10:27 left, I thought we were going to get right back to soccer, but we're going to get a timeout. So we come back on a timeout. Jessica Gambale's got to be worried about people being hurt. Their bench is depleted. Trying to kick it back to the net. They kicked it wide to the right. Glasgow will get there and save it. But Glasgow's worried. Tip knocked out. Glasgow's going to get a corner kick. If Glasgow gets any, 2 or 3 injuries, they won't be able to play. They have a roster of 18 players, but they don't have 18 players. Corner kick again. Correnti has been perfect. One, Thurman knocked in. The other one, she almost knocked in herself. And this one, she slices off. It goes behind the net, never got out in front. So someone will get to kick it away. Just again, Bali making substitutions fairly quickly, trying to keep everybody somewhat rested. Can't make too many. They're only making like one at a time. Glasgow keeping it in. It's been down this end for a very long time. They get around, tipped ahead, broken up. Glasgow can't get the shot off. Glasgow back checking, knocking it away. Somerville gets it back. Glasgow takes it away. Somerville finally gets it to the classical end, and classical knocks it back to the Somerville end. Somerville breaks it up, and they carry it to the classical side of the 50-yard line. They knock it fairly deep. Boy, it certainly looked like they were offside. Classical breaks it up and knocks it up. That's going to go off. Somerville trying to save it, and they do. And Classical knocks it out. Somerville will get a corner kick. Coming from the near side, Martin, the kicker, kicks a ground ball. Wilson able to make a save easily. She goes down and gets it. They didn't get it up in the air. They kicked it right along the turf. And Wilson will kick it away. She hasn't touched it much in the second half, Wilson. Classical looking to knock it deep. They do. Somerville will get there first. Classical blocked it. And it goes off Somerville. That's Juarez getting around. Nice job. Trying to center it. That was Escobar trying to center it. So, standing it up, Classical breaks it up. Somerville takes it back. Down the near side, Classical got a piece of it and kicked it away. Wilson's going to come all the way out of the net, out to about the 2-yard line. Jump on it, hold on, and she'll kick it away. She hasn't touched it more than 2 or 3 times this second half. Every time it looks like someone might be coming, Classical breaks it up, and they take it back the other way. And they're still coming it back the other way. Down the near side. Delaney Dana finally broken up. Classical takes it away. Tipped. Somerville took it away as they're looking to get a shot off. Classical knocks it back. Classical's happy now just to keep it in the Somerville end with a 2-0 lead. Classical with it. He put too much on the shot, knocked it over the net and out of play. Substitution for Classical. In the final 5 minutes, the clock will stop. Classical leading at 2-0. Blocked by Classical. I don't know why they didn't let it go out. They saved it. Almost gave it away to Classical. We got Classical leaning on Somerville. So Somerville will get to kick it away. Classical in the driver's seat. And they got a goal in the first and a goal here in the second. And that's the difference, 2-0. Somerville really hasn't tested Lauren Wilson. Almost broke it up. Somerville gets it back. Bodies go down. Somerville get a free kick. She pushed it ahead, tried to split two defenders, and they got a piece of her, and she went down. Somerville's got to try and hustle. They're down 2 goals. Time is the enemy now. They're fighting the clock. They boot it. It gets deflected away. Loose. Glasgow will kick it away. Wilson was coming out to get it. It got deflected away from her. And luckily, Glasgow's defense was there to break it up. And now they clear it down the end. They pushed it too far ahead. Somerville will knock it out of play. But Glasgow's got where they want it. In the closing minutes, they've got it in the Somerville end as Glasgow makes another substitution. They knock it deep. Glasgow breaks it up. Again, the defense back there. Bullock, Carenti, Rachel, Dana. Everybody going for it. Valdez comes out and dives and recovers the fumble. And we got a Glasgow player down again. Back upfield. You hate to see it happen anytime, but certainly in the closing minutes, you don't want to see it happen, especially at Glasgow, who's down to virtually a bare minimum to play soccer games. Delcy Juarez was the player there. She's walking gingerly, favoring that right ankle a little bit, but she's up. Thank God. Hopefully she'll be okay. They can't afford to have any injuries. Time winding down here. Valdez will kick it away. Glasgow kicks it deep. Looking to get it out in front. Couldn't get it there. They kicked it to the side of the net. Out of play. Valdez will kick it away. Glasgow's going to win this one. Someone's going to get their first loss. Glasgow's going to go to 500. They'll pick up their third win. And defensive players, Bullock, Bryn Bullock, Kaylee Bullock, Rachel Dana, Eliza Carenti were outstanding back defensively. Yeah, it goes out. They put a lot of pressure on and it went out of play. Off Somerville. Dana put it in play. They blow the whistle, and that's going to do it. So Lauren Wilson gets the shutout. Glasgow gets the win. Somerville will lose for the first time. They'll go to 3-1-1. Glasgow will jump over 500, 2-2-1, and they get a split for Glasgow. Somerville beat the boys, But Classical beats the girls, and they get a split for the day. A big win for the girls here at home. They win it by a score of 2-0. It was a great rush by Gianna Parker in the first half. She went by 2 or 3 defenders, got in, got a good hard shot, deflected off the goaltender into the back of the net. It was 1-0, and that was all they really needed. They got a second one in the second half. Correnti with a picture-perfect corner kick from the far side, and Ava Thurman went sky high up in the air and went over everybody and headed it in to make it 2-0. And that was the final score. So Classical picks up their third win. They go 3-2-1. As I mentioned, Somerville loses for the first time. And it's funny because I talked to the young lady that's the assistant coach at Somerville when she gave me the roster. She said, yeah, we're undefeated. I said, well, that's because you haven't played in Lynn yet. And she smiled and we laughed. And I said, you'll be 3-1-1 when you leave. And they are. They're 3-1-1. Classical wins it by a score of 2-0 off the goals by Parker and Thurman. So we hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.